So Oklahoma State with their third consecutive NCAA wrestling title, and on top of all that, they had 5 wrestlers also win individual championships. So congratulations to the Cowboys for a dominating performance.
Dominating, record-setting, history-making. Those were just a few of the descriptions that followed Oklahoma State's overpowering role through the NCAA Wrestling Championships. The Cowboys piled up a school record 153 points en route to their 3rd straight national title and the 33rd Wrestling Championship in their unparalleled mat history. The three-peat was OSU's first since Art Griffith led Oklahoma A&M to 3 straight crowns between 1954 through 1956. Oklahoma State crowned a school record 5 champions. Zach Esposito at 149, Johnny Hendricks at 165, Chris Pendleton at 174, Jake Rochelt at 197, and Steve Mocco at heavyweight. For Pendleton, the only senior starter, it was his 2nd national championship in as many years. OSU and Iowa are the only teams in NCAA wrestling history to ever crown 5 champions at the national tournament. The 70-point victory was the best in Oklahoma State's tradition-rich wrestling history and the 2nd largest in NCAA history. It was yet another clean sweep for John Smith's Cowboys as they claimed championships at the national duels, the Big 12, and NCAA tournaments.
I think this year's team, obviously they're special for what they did. I think any time when you look at OSU's history in wrestling, anytime you can set some marks or break some records, you're looking at a pretty special team. You know, when you think of Oklahoma State wrestling, 75+ years, and what we've done from Coach Gallagher to Coach Griffith, Coach Roderick, you know, Myron Roderick and Joe C., Tommy Chesbro. I mean, for this team to go out and put 5 in the finals and win all 5, breaking the school record, it's pretty outstanding. At the same time, looking at some young kids as freshmen that stepped out there for the team and become All-Americans, that's big for your team. It's inspiring for them. And obviously going undefeated all year, a very challenging schedule and a very tough schedule that really was set up for maybe some adversity. But yet getting through every dual meet and finding ways to win was something that was pretty remarkable. I understand the program I'm coaching and the expectations, not the expectations so much from the public, but from what I look at as where OSU wrestling should be. And those expectations are high. They're through the roof. And there's not a lot of times that you get a lot of satisfaction at anything but excellence. And you know, hopefully that wears off on your student athletes, not only in the wrestling room and on the mat, but academically as well. And we have shown that in both places. And what comes with that is a lot of pressure. Not pressure from outside again, pressure from within your own program. But I've said it all year long, and is that pressure is a privilege. We've earned that. We've put our program in that position. We have to deal with that. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. We should never punish ourselves for being great. We should march on and continue to set records. And what this team did, it broke records. Broke records for the school, broke a NCAA record for margin of victory. This team did that, and that's what this team will be remembered as.
Esposito set the tone for what would follow that afternoon in St. Louis.
2 seconds, 1 second to the title. Zach Esposito, NCAA champion at 149, raises his arms to the Oklahoma State crowd, heads over to John Smith and Pat Smith. A big hug for both of them. A solid, no doubt about it, 5-2 victory over Philip Simpson.
I knew going into the finals that, you know, I'm the first guy out there, and I need to get this team rolling a little bit. This year I knew that, I mean, not only for myself to win, but you know, to get that spark going for the team. And once that spark grew, and then once Johnny won, and then it just seemed like we couldn't lose from there on out. I mean, it definitely helps a lot when you see your teammate win before you, because I mean, we've been through everything together, and to see them win, you know it's possible for you to win. That was the most emotional I ever felt in my life. I mean, it was the greatest feeling in the world. At first, it was just like, oh my God, I won, and then just the surge of energy, and just like all my emotions, all my build-up of all the training I've done, all the dreaming I've done, it just all came out of me there. And to look over at the corner and to see Pat Smith and Coach John, you know, and what they had to trust in me throughout my whole career here, and to see them and to share it with them, it was just great. And I mean, I couldn't explain the feeling. It was just incredible. It was just such a huge payoff. It was a relief almost that you know, it shows that things are possible, and things are more possible to come. But I mean, next year, take the same approach we did every other year, but a little bit more intense. I mean, people are going to keep coming at us even harder now, and I think it's exciting. And I mean, go into next year with the same mindset to win a national title, and this time maybe win 6 champs, win all 10. I mean, why not?
Then it was Hendrick's turn.
5 seconds to the title for Johnny Hendrick. 3, 2, 1 to the title. NCAA champion Johnny Hendrick. 5-2 with 2:55 riding time. Hendrick leaping and waving to the Oklahoma State crowd. Identical score to Zach Esposito. The Cowboys claim their 2nd NCAA title of the night.
Just went out there, you know, yeah, you're nervous, but as soon as that whistle blows, it all goes away. You know, you're thinking you got to score. That's the only thing I was thinking, you know, for that first period. If you score a takedown, you know, you can control the match. And that's what I was thinking. To be up there and get your hand raised is something that you really can't explain, you know. It's just overwhelming. I wanted to be on the top ever since I was little. And this year, seeing all that stuff, and, you know, I knew that it was going to be a tough road, but, you know, really, I saw myself on the top, but me doing it was another thing, you know what I mean? Working, making sure I did it all, you know, making sure I trained harder than anybody else out there, you know? And that's the thing, you know, if you train harder than anybody else and push yourself harder than anybody else, it'll show on the mat. And that's what I was worried about, and that's what I made sure that I did in here to be on top. Every year that I've been here, we've won, you know, and I don't want to lose that, you know, not for a while. You know, even whenever I'm gone, I want OSU still to be winning, you know, still on top. And that's the thing, like, we're going to, you know, it's easy to let yourself slide once you're on top, but, you know, coach is always going to be there making sure we don't, you know. We had a good group of leaders this year. You know, we'll have a great group of leaders next year, and, you know, the year after and year after. And those are the people that have to make sure they step up and make sure that the younger guys don't slide.
Pendleton scored early and often as he posted his 2nd straight championship.
Time running out. That does it. Chris Pendleton, 2-time NCAA champion, rolls to a 10-5 victory with the 2:19 riding time, 9:5 on the board, and Chris Pendleton gets it done as expected. Chris Pendleton pointing to the Oklahoma State fans with 2 fingers for 2 titles. The Cowboys, 145 points, a school record 145 points.
And I was really actually excited to watch Zach and Johnny wrestle, and seeing Zach win, and then being right there trying to get myself ready for my match, and seeing Johnny win, it kind of started thinking, well, we could have 5 champions here. I don't want to be the one that drops the ball, and that's when the nerves kind of started setting in. But my mindset was to come in and win again. I really didn't think about repeating or defending the title, because I knew I had to come out and, you know, win it again. I think that's where my coaches did a really good job, just every day, you know, keeping me hungry to go out there and win another title. Well, a lot of times you have to kind of be selfish. You have to really think about yourself and getting yourself ready for that match. And if everybody does that, though, the team will take care of itself. And, you know, in tournaments it's a little bit different where you're really focusing on yourself. But dual meets, you know, we kind of do feed off each other, and you see how how everybody's doing, and it kind of inspires you and motivates you. Start of every season, you know, of course, the goal as a team is to go out and win, you know, the team title. And I think this year, our whole team really bought in more than any other year to making sure we came out on top at the end, and not only just at the end, but every dual meet, every tournament we went to, we always wanted to come out on top. What's the great part about this for next year is I'm the only guy not coming back, so these guys have experienced everything that they're going to need to win that fourth one next year.
Rosholt had to beat one of the tournament's hottest wrestlers at 197. An escape with 13 seconds left sealed the deal.
The time runs out as Jake Rosholt, two-time NCAA champion Jake Rosholt, is going to win at 5-4, 4 for 4 in the finals. You couldn't ask for anything better than that. They jumped that team total up to 149 points.
Just a great feeling to win another title and to fulfill one of my goals. I think we were really driven from the beginning of the year. You know, I think a lot of us went home last year disappointed, and that really helped us focus as a team. And then with our coaching staff knowing how hard it was going to be to win a third one, I think that all around pushed us to be really driven. Oh, we have tremendous team unity. I think especially just having so many people that want to be champions, you know, and that turns around and just the team pretty much takes care of itself, you know. Individually, everyone's in practice room working hard to win their own matches and strive to meet their own goals. And I think that the team just kind of comes along with that. Yeah, our fans are incredible. It's great to look up there and see all the fans. It's really neat. It's something that I think you have to experience to understand how important it is to this program and to all of us out there wrestling at the national tournament.
Mako, who transferred from Iowa, put the wraps on OSU's finest individual showing since 1942 with his overtime decision.
Well, put sweep by Mako, and it was a good one, and he takes him down. Steve Mako, the Mako man, 21 seconds into the sudden victory period, gets the takedown and wins his second NCAA title.
You know, it's a great feeling. It's probably one of the greatest feelings, you know, winning it, having all your hard work and just come to the culmination and having that victory, you know, getting that victory, you know, that's what all the training was about. And, you know, it's a great feeling. You know, you're just kind of happy. I was received with, you know, open arms, and the team is a real tight-knit team, and we just kind of had great chemistry and came together right away. My style helped the team. I think everybody kind of picked each other up, you know what I mean? Like, there's different aspects of wrestling that everybody kind of brought to the table that made us a more fuller team. You know, we had a lot of different styles on the team, and all of them, you know, we all wrestled well, so I mean, they all kind of brought each other up, you know. People definitely rose to wrestle us. I mean, we wrestled the best out of everybody. They fired up to wrestle us. You know, anytime you wrestle in a program that is coming with the rep that we're coming with, you know, you're going to get their best, you know. And that you see that throughout the season. You know, we wrestle guys and they give us close matches or they give us close team-wise matches, and you wouldn't hear from them again after that. You know, I mean, everybody definitely comes at the #1 with their A game. You know, we had targets on our backs, and we had to wrestle through some adversity, and we did.
John Smith was named Big 12 Coach of the Year for the 6th time since the conference was formed. He remembered his champions as individuals with one common goal.
Zach Esposito. When I think of Zach, I think of sacrifice, I think of determination, and I think of hunger. Johnny Hendricks, I think of pound, 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 using his own words. That's his style, and that's what he did. Chris Pendleton, I think of skill. No question, I think of determination. And the third and the most important is his drive. to repeat as a champion, I saw that drive. When I think of Jake Rusholt, I think of adversity, a man that had to overcome it to win. I think of determination, the fact that there was no other thing to do but to win. And I think of completion. He completed his season the way he wanted. And very few athletes get that opportunity. When I think of Steve Mocco, I think of no options but to win. Obviously, the drive to perfection, and probably the most important is the will and the drive to win. Unlike many wrestlers I've ever coached, he has that passion and drive to win.
Mocco, 37-0 this year with 17 pins and 3 tech falls, was named the top wrestler in the country and will be presented the Dan Hodge Trophy. 13 of his pins came under 90 seconds, and 16 of those came in the first period.
You know, with Steve Mocco, you know, it was a good fit for us. Obviously, he was coming to a program that had won 2 national championships, and at the same time, it was a program that I really believe that helped him. I think his commitment to excellence rubbed off on others, but at the same time, I think he got a good feel of some of the people that were here that made a difference for him. Guys like Chris Pendleton, guys like Zach Esposito, Johnny Hendricks. I saw him change as the season went along from being focused about Steve Mocco to all of a sudden in some ways becoming a leader on this team, helping others and taking on a little responsibility of a leadership, which ultimately I believe helps the individual do what he wants to do individually.
The decision to come here was definitely, you know, a good decision for me. You know, it's made me realize that there's a lot more skill involved in wrestling. You know, I have a lot more offense now, and I'm continuing to improve. You know, every day I improve. So I think it was a great decision, and I feel myself improving every day.
If there was a turning point this year, a season that saw the Cowboys meet and beat 7 top 10 teams, it might have come at the national duels.
But I do believe we had a turning point there in a lot of ways. One, we brought out 2 young freshmen, Coleman Scott at 125 and Nathan Morgan, both of them true freshmen, along with Daniel Frishkorn, who wrestled there with Ronnie Delk at 141. I've just seen a lot in our team. I've seen some changes in our team at that time, and I think they were inspired by those young kids wrestling hard and wrestling well. And at the same time, one of our seniors, Chris Pendleton, having such a good showing there, had to step out in a couple different situations, score big points for the team, for us to win that tournament. Obviously, it takes 10 to win an event like that, but some of his matches in that tournament, I think, was inspiring for the rest.
Ah, he's pinned! He's pinned! Chris Pendleton, what a job by the senior. And we said he will go for the bonus anytime he gets the chance, and he does it in 1:04 over 4th-ranked Pete Friedel.
Yeah, national duels was every match that we had in the whole tournament kind of played out different. There was times where we had guys that weren't starters step in and get big wins for us, and we had times where people were wrestling hurt and really shouldn't have been out there wrestling, but they were doing it for the team to make sure that we could get that team title, and that really inspired me to go out and give a good performance.
It was a tough grind, but it was a schedule that helped this group of Cowboys take the Savage Center by storm.
I mean, this is the toughest schedule I've ever been through in my life, and even you know, senior Chris Pendleton told me, you know, he's like, this is the hardest senior year, any competition I had. There's days where I came in and, you know, you don't want to be in the room sometimes, you know. I'm like, dang, my legs are killing me, you know. But I mean, always to, you know, the coaches, I mean, they always think you could work harder. I mean, but you also have to have faith in your coaches. I mean, you know, at some points I was like, God, what is he doing to us? I mean, he's freaking killing us. But I mean, just, you know, like, he's got a plan. I guess he's got a plan, you know. He's going to get us ready for the end, and that's the most important. And he did. I mean, he had us completely peak at the right time. I mean, Big 12s, I mean, probably best performance I ever had. And NCAAs, 5 champs, I mean, you can't beat that.
The Cowboys crowned 7 All-Americans, 5 champions, plus freshman Coleman Scott and Daniel Frishkorn, who placed 8th and 4th, respectively. Scott was one of 7 Cowboy wrestlers who won Big 12 championship titles. He beat Oklahoma's Sam Hazewinkle, who was undefeated and ranked number 1 at the time. OSU won 18 of 22 matches in the conference tourney and has now won 3 straight league crowns and 7 of the 9 overall. The national championship was John Smith's 4th as the Cowboy head coach. The 33 titles are the most ever recorded at any school in one sport. What about a four-peat?
For me, at the NCAA championships, at the completion, and the next morning as we loaded up on the bus and headed back to Stillwater, my thoughts were going on the 2006 NCAA championships in Oklahoma City and how we can challenge or put ourselves in a position to win the 2006 NCAA championships. With each year, it's a different team. Obviously, we have several guys returning on this team that can make a difference, but you have to earn that each year. That is no given in this sport. I understand that from the days I competed as a wrestler, and more so today as a coach, that you can't take anything for granted. First time you start thinking that you can't be beat, that's when you lose. You should always have respect for your opponents, for other programs. And for us, that process starts now, on thinking about what we want to do as a team and what we want to do individually. When this banquet's over, the celebration of 2005 is over. It's a new start on Friday. You know, and for me and for our staff as well as our athletes, we have to move in that direction. I think it's a challenging year as we step into next year. I think most programs out there have most of their returners back, but nothing's given. It's a tournament that you have to earn, a tournament that we have earned the past 3 years, and we can start earning that in the spring of 2005, not the spring of 2006.